Hey, Shalom, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chah, Wadash. I want to say double honor to our apostles, to our elders who rule well. Also say blessed say and salutations to you brothers out there teaching and doing truth and sincerity. Yeah, I want to go over this topic. Thinking about the title. Uh, it's going to be more of don't let anger decide your judgment. Or don't let anger take over your actions. You know, But you brothers listening to it, you get the point. I might just label it anger. You know. Uh, so this lesson I think is very, very important because this is something that we deal with every day, and it's as you can tell by the titles that I provided that these things are detrimental towards your virtue within this ministry. Okay, your moral goodness, your moral compass. Okay. Um, Virtue is pretty much your moral goodness, the way you handle things. Good morning, good night, thank you. You know what I'm saying? And when you get angry, everybody gets angry. That's a fact. It's not saying I'm not saying or implying that you're not allowed to be angry. And instead, I'm actually um getting into utilize that energy for the better. But you got to control yourself. Okay, so let's see here. Matter of fact, I want to get this. I didn't want to lose my spot on the precept I had. So Salaki, if I sound a little hesitant. All right. Okay. I want to get James chapter 3 verse 2. It says, "For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man, right? And is able to bridle the whole body, right? So bridle, it pretty much goes back to, it's like a bridle is something that you put in a horse's mouth to steer him left and right. Okay. So like I said, offend not in word, uh, and you're able to bridle your whole body. You know what I'm saying? And not only is it sin in word, but in deed too. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to say anything, like what it said, if any man offend or lets you offend, you know what I'm saying? Either way, if someone were to come to you and get you upset or something upsets you that somebody did, whatever that person did needs to be resolved. But when it upsets you and you go to use a mix of resolving and being petty or being upset to accomplish that goal, it's never going to result uh, in positivity, you know what I'm saying, or a good result. Okay, so I'm gonna read this. It says very, very simple. Ephesians 4:27, 4:26. It says, "Be ye angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath, neither give place to the devil." Okay, so it's like it tells you you're giving place to the devil when you let anger control your decision making. All right, if if I'm trying to make it from point A to point B, and on the way somebody comes and does something to knock me off my pivot in an offensive manner, they're disrespecting me, whatever. I'm trying to get to point B, and that person's in a way. If I were to do something to that person in anger, say I get violent with them and I hurt them to the point that go to jail, then I never made it to point B based off of emotions. You know what I'm saying? Or you might do something to that person, you might need that person later to where they can't help you get to point B. Okay? They can help you, but since you offended them, they won't help you. You know what I'm saying? You can't say, "Oh, I just do it on my own." That's you kind of like encouraging that lonely warrior energy. You know what I'm saying? And we shouldn't have to do this alone, as the scriptures say. When two lie together, they have heat. When three lie together, they have heat. Like why would you want to do things alone? Why would you encourage doing things alone? You know what I'm saying? Or why would you encourage basically making it harder for yourself to get to point B? All right. So let's get this next precept. We're going to go into 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 6. It says, humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty power hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all care upon him, for he careth for you. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Yeah. So it's telling you to be sober. What is sober? Clear-headed. You know, like, I don't mean to offend when I say this, but brothers within my camp, and I'm not being carnal, I'm just saying from my experience, and I advise it to my brothers in my camp, you know what I'm saying? But it's not a decree or anything. So I want to clean that slate, right? But for me personally, I'm like, man, all y'all should box. All y'all should spar at least 2 or 3 times, and I almost implore that to all brothers, and slack if I offend or if if it seems like I'm going off. I'm not saying that you have to do this or this is if you don't do this, you'll never grow. No, brothers got all kind of avenues to find, uh, ways to grow. I believe that whatever mission we on internally, considering our virtue, like the scriptures say, experience increase faith work experience hope. So you're gonna find that experience as long as you're looking for it, and it's in every avenue of life. The reason why I say boxing is because boxing is problem solving with immediate solutions. So there's no like timeline. You're kind of like putting yourself in a scenario to problem solve under fire. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not sober minded, you're going to get your ass beat. And it shows you how to calm your spirit in order to accomplish the goal. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn that via through boxing, which is why I was suggested, but I think brothers can learn it in other phases. But the best way I can explain is through boxing because that's how I learned how to control my emotions to accomplish my goal. I got to win this round. I got to win this fight. You know what I'm saying? There's people that hit you with groin shots, all kind of things. But me personally, when I first started, I'm fighting. Somebody punched me in my face. I got upset. And I immediately darted forward, got punched again, darted forward, punched again. Yeah, I got hard, but I'm not being smart. I'm supposed to move my head. I'm not thinking because of anger. But I'm in an environment that requires anger because I got to be violent, and anger and violence coincides with each other. But I had to be sober to say, okay, I got to get to you. I got to get my lick, but I got to think. So it's okay to be angry and sin not. So you're angry, but be sober minded so you can think in order to accomplish the goal. And that anger should drive you to accomplish the goal, not solely just get your lick back. All right? When Esau offends us, when scoffers mock, that should encourage us more to study, read, and increase our faith. Because it's like, I can't wait to get up out of here so I can, so we can do what we're going to do to you. That's being sober minded. Not you're saying something that you can't take back that was wrong. Or you're doing something. You're going over there pulling up on Scoffer and you won't fight him. You can't take that back. You're putting a stain, or you're attempting to put a stain on the Most High's name, because that's impossible to put a stain on his name, because they ain't going to do nothing but get rid of you or expose you. You know what I'm saying? For that situation. But we got to understand what's the goal here. If you don't have a goal, if brothers don't have a goal, you're gonna be in no man's land. All right? You should have long-term goals and short-term goals. Long-term goal is what? Salvation. Simple and plain. Short-term goals is to work on your anger, work on your discipline, work on your focus, work on productivity and learning more scriptures, learning more Hebrew, and have a specific goal, and even break them goals down and condense them goals. That way, when something happens, you're so focused on this goal that you're like, nah, you can't have this energy. I got to use this energy for something else. You know what I'm saying? And that creates, if you have a goal, you know how to lock in. And it creates that sober mentality because you're so focused. If you're so focused, it's hard to multitask if you're focused, man. If you're locked in on something, it's like when you're on your phone. That's why people walk into the poles and all that, and car wrecks and all kind of don't text while driving, because why? You can't drive and look at a phone because you're focused. That's why the Lord said, what? Let your eye be single. You can't. serve the Most High and mammon at the same time, even though mammon is riches. But what I'm saying, you can't be sober-minded and emotional at the same time, you know. But emotions like anger, happiness, sadness, they create an effect for you. You know what I'm saying? Sadness creates a humble nature. You know, happiness creates um, not an arrogant, but the words escape me right now. But you pretty much got a sense of pride in yourself. You're not bound when you're happy. You know what I'm saying? When you're confident. Yeah, that's the word, confident. You know what I'm saying? The happiness creates confidence. You know, like you did it. I can do this. I can do this. You know what I'm saying? Anger creates a focus. You know what I'm saying? But them same emotions can do the exact opposite based on how you use them. Anger create, you know, violence and rashness and harshness and sin. You know, sadness could create doubt. You know what I'm saying? Happiness could create bliss and ignorance. If you have a goal in mind, it'll make you be productive. And with that, those emotions or those feelings, if you direct them to being productive towards your goal, you can utilize those so-called negatives, you know, because all that's a negative if you use it negatively. Because guess what? The Lord said He reigns on the just and unjust. So we all gonna go through plights and afflictions. You know, 2/3 going through it, and we're going through the same thing 2/3 are going through. You know what I'm saying? But we're on this side going through it. All right? 2/3, heathens, all that, they lose money, they jump out the window. We lose money, we just figure out another way to get the money. But we do not lose our integrity towards the mission, which is to get the hell up out of here. That is the sole goal. That is the sole goal, is to get up out of here. And Satan is coming at all kind of angles, whether he jumps on a brother, whether he jumps on your woman or your children or your boss or any avenue. Satan's going to come and fuck with you. And it's up to you and your decision making on what you're going to do to either fall and get in a fist fight with him. Like, Satan want to fight, you know? That's like the Edomites when they say they fucking with you. Come on, what you going to do? What are you going to do? Because they want you to hit them because they're going to call the police. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to play victim. And that's what Satan is exactly going to do to you. He gonna egg you on and get you to tell you all kind of thoughts, and then you're doing anything of like, you shouldn't have did that, bro. You know, so be prudent, be sober minded, man. Like, we gotta be smart here, man. And it's gonna get worse and worse and worse. So now this is easy right now. This is easy time. You know? This is level 1 affliction. It's gonna get worse. Once they pull all these laws down, they really won't come down on us, man. So I highly admonish brothers to gather your oil up now. Of course, brothers should know that, but gather, you know, don't sit there and believe because you're in this truth that you're going to be ready for Jacob's trouble just because you hit the highways. You got to internally grow. So when it comes, you gathered your oil up, that you're ready for these type of afflictions and things like that. But if you're too proud to say, I'll work on it later, or that ain't why I did this because that reason, saving face, you're never going to be ready for what's going to happen. You can make all excuses in the world why you're fucking up. You ain't going and you never fix it. You're not going to be ready for Jacob's trouble, you know. And this is something that I tell myself all the time. You know, I don't doubt whether I can make it out of Jacob's trouble. I don't doubt that, but I do really consider what the Lord said is going to be a time that never have been nor ever shall be. And I said, well, if I never seen that, and I think about the shit that I went through now in this world and how I reacted now, I said, well, hell, how the hell I'm going to be ready for that if I don't get this shit, get it straight now? You understand? If I don't get it straight now, I have to get it straight now so I can be ready for that time. Because I believe what he says. It's going to be a very tough time. It's going to require a lot of faith. So I'm gonna break myself down and build myself up right now while I got time, and through call all Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, these light afflictions or test runs that you can fuck up and go back. You know, when Jacob's trouble happened, there ain't no fucking up and going back. It's over with. Ain't no getting the chip. Oh, I should have got the chip. It's over with for you. Them fuck ups gonna be permanent in that time, man. you know. So gather up your oil now. Hey, shalom.